Hey, what's up, y'all? So this is a long overdue video about the kind of women that I like. So let's get into it, man. I don't have much time, but I got a little time. So, what I prefer. What I prefer is a black woman. Obviously, body type can be debated. Obviously, not a big ass slob. And obviously, somebody who looks like they need a cheeseburger ASAP. But the reason I prefer somebody black, and by all means, if you any other race, I have nothing against you. But the reason I mention a black woman is because I recognize who I am as a man, as a black man. A lot of my quote-unquote vices, my music, I smoke weed, cigarettes, I drink every now and again. I'm talking like probably out of an entire month, maybe 2 days out of a month, maybe. I play video games. I have a very, I still have some type of adolescence attached to my personality through my spirit, meaning I have childish-like behavior. When I say childish, I mean childlike behavior. I can play with kids or animals and stuff like that as if whatever. And some other things that I know that a sister would understand a little quicker than other races. It's nothing against other races, but when I'm singing my rap songs and stuff like that, I can't actually sing, but when I'm rapping rap lyrics, and if I'm doing that around your friends, your family, and stuff like that, and you any other race, chances are they're gonna say that that's a bad influence. And I'm not saying I go everywhere thugged out and all of that. I'm very, very selective when and where I do certain things. But just hypothetically speaking, if I'm in the car, first of all, I'm from the South. I like my music slow, loud, and banging. I mean, that's really the only way I can say it. It ain't gotta really be slow, even though a lot of my songs are slowed down. Loud, it gotta be. Banging, it gotta be. That's just the way I like my beat. I like the way I like to hear my music. And I can tell you right now, other races are gonna be like, bro, turn that down. Like, you're hurting my eardrums. And that's something I don't really have no mercy on. Like I said, man, I grew up around this type of entertainment where the music is loud and stuff like that, and it is what it is. That's just what I prefer. I'm 31 years old. I'm not gonna say that's childish and immature. That's just the way I prefer to, entertain myself when it comes to the music. But nevertheless, I'm considered a somewhat of a country individual, a very quiet person. But when I do talk and I talk about things, I get it all flows through my spirit or through my soul. So I don't it's kind of like a pastor, but I'm not a pastor. Like, I really do have an understanding of a lot of things, and it just brings out a personality in me that other people could tell, like, he ain't gonna move off of that, man. That's where he stand. So if you have kids, you going into a relationship with kids, that don't bother me none. But I do have the mindset of, a woman that, you allowing your essence of as a woman to be destroyed the more men you sleep with, period. That's just how that is. A woman is very, her essence is connected, to the thing between her legs. And if you letting a lot of people go up in that, man, you just destroying your essence, period. And then the kid's got DNA of like 10 other dudes, man. It's crazy. But that's why back in the days of old, man, a lot of these things were punishable by death if you sitting there doing all this promiscuous stuff. When it comes to outfits, and what you choose to wear as a woman, everybody knows. See, I don't have the time to tell you stuff that your parents should have told you, so I'm not gonna sit there and be telling you, oh man, go change and stuff like that. I used to date a chick, right? She was white, and outside of these blue shorts she wore every day. Y'all think I said she wore it because it was hot. It was hot all the time. But she knew how far to take it. A lot of stuff with her, I never had to speak on. She took care of it before I even became concerned about it. And that's the type of respect and the type of concern that you should have for another person. Yeah, I know I got the goods. Yeah, I know I look like this, but let me cover myself up in a respectable manner. I'm not saying the dude want me out here in a sweatsuit and it's the summertime, but let me put on something a little bit, more conservative. And if you can't honor that, then it ain't gonna work. If you don't have kids, and I'm the first dude that you're dealing with, I do have enough respect for not only myself, for you, but for my kid that ain't even here yet. So there's gonna be like some type of purification process, I would say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that again, like I'm expecting stuff out of a woman that I'm not willing to do. But what I mean by that is, like, we're not gonna be sitting up here banging each other every day. We're not gonna be you're not gonna be drinking and smoking and doing stuff like that. If I tell you these kids ain't getting vaccinated, I mean it. If I tell you I don't want you going to go get no type of medication or anything like that, I mean it. I'm not playing. Because I take that stuff real serious. If you cannot honor the simple request of me telling you for your health benefits, like, hey man, don't go do that, and you still do it, that's a problem. And I know that everything that if you a man and you ain't got it together, your woman ain't gonna listen to you. She not. She gonna look around you and say, well, nigga, what you got that I need to be open ears for? Well, you don't have your own car, you don't have a job, you don't have a house, you ain't got nothing. So you gotta have your ship straight, not your ship. Run a tight ship. When you run a tight ship, all I ask a woman to do is, hey, come on this ship and be my companion. I don't need you to come over here trying to be Lady Liberty. I don't need you to try to come over here and be Mama Africa. I don't need you to try to come over here and be my mom or anything like that, because you're gonna get rejected. Cooking, cleaning. I take after my father in these departments. I don't need you to do none of that stuff for me. I've learned how to cook. I've learned how to clean. I've learned how to do my own laundry. I've learned how to do a lot of stuff by myself, as I should. If you feel it's like the kindness of your heart to cook a meal for me, thank you. If you feel like you want to wash my laundry, thank you. If you feel like you want to do anything for me that will save me time, so hopefully I can get that time back to you, thank you. I'm very spontaneous. Very spontaneous. I'm even spontaneous with myself. I'm an old school cat. So I do things like open doors, pull out chairs. I do things that are really just, in today's society, a big deal. Or should I say it's not a big deal, but when I do it, it's a big deal. You're put on this earth for a woman to feel a sense of comfort and security. If you can't provide those things, she'll use that little device called a cell phone to at least fantasize about it. Having sex is not on my radar. It'll happen, but it'll happen when I feel like we've made certain connections where we're more anxious to be around each other for conversation's sake or just time consumption rather than doing that. But I don't mind busting you down real quick either. I understand that these sexual urges in today's society, probably since the early 2000s, I would say probably the late 1995 and up to today, people have been extremely sexualized. And it leads to a lot of dysfunction in relationships that people don't recognize till it's already over. So going into that, I understand that. I respect it, and in some ways I try to honor it. What do I do if I'm arguing with a woman constantly? First of all, we wouldn't even make it that far. I've been through so much in my life, I have no problem cutting things off immediately. But in a case in which we're building towards something and we might have a disagreement, from past experience, I would just leave. Find somewhere to go, meditate, do those type of things so that I can give the other person time to think about if this is what they really want. Living with each other. Living with each other is a no-go until you guys have dated for 3 years. From then to 3 to 5 is when you can make the option to live with somebody. Let's say it again. For the first 3 years, we are not living together. You are not spending the night. I ain't spending the night. But after that, from 3 to 5 years, we can live together. Discipline with children. I believe the way you carry yourself as a parent and an adult is what the children will do. If you're angry with the kids all the time, if the kids are acting erratic, it's probably because of something you're doing. There are ways to take care of these problems without physically punishing the child. Do I believe in whooping their ass? Absolutely. If you getting out of line, me as a man dealing with your mother, or me as your father, I'm here to reassure you that there are consequences to your actions. Rather you answering your mama with what? Rather you've been told to do something, you didn't do it. If I caught you in a little white lie, whatever it is, it's my job to inform you, hey man, you keep this type of stuff up, I know where this is going. And you have to, that child has to have insurance on what you're saying is, hey man, he telling me this because he really kind of, yeah, he see what stuff going. Because I'm going that way. So you're supposed to have these type of one-on-ones with children, especially young boys, young girls as well. If you a guy that prefer to sit there and watch TV by yourself, do yard work by yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. But you should also work in some time to just really talk to the kids about stuff that you might have concerns about. That's what it means to be an involved parent. It's not enough that I give you clothes, food, and shelter, but that I'm thinking about your well-being when I'm not around you. Things that I might be able to do to put you in a better position so that you don't end up like me. You know? So don't be afraid, ladies, if your child is showing certain signs of disobedience, because as the man I was created to try out of love and concern to steer him in the right way. Either by communication, probation, meaning you not watching TV or going your friends, things of that nature, whatever it takes. But at the end of it, they can't resent you as somebody who, man, this person always getting on my nerve. This person always doing this, that, and the third. If you're doing that, if the child, and you can ask them, am I getting on your nerves? You know, a lot of these things could be attacked and solved very quickly. But you can't have that fear of, I don't want to discipline my children or anything like that. That's unhealthy. Marriage. What I consider marriage to be is, if I come home to you and you come home to me, then we're married. I do understand the laws of the land, and I will be willing to follow those laws of the land, meaning a marriage certificate and things of that nature. But it's up for debate, and it's subject to change. But again, I'm a very old school type of person where I'm paying bills in the house that you're living in. So we're married. And again, I've never had to deal with a woman that cheated on me or anything like that. It was always the lack of material that I needed. Money, car, job. I needed these things that I didn't have, so she didn't respect me. She respected me up until the point where these things started to play a part in our arguments. So I am an animal lover to the fullest. When it comes to meeting parents, again, I'm old school. I believe in looking your father in the eyes. I love your daughter. Your daughter got X, Y, and Z problems. But I know you thought that this type of behavior was dead. But man, I would like to marry your daughter. Is that okay? Because I don't want that dad to pass away like, man, I ain't like that last nigga she was with. So I do ask for parents' approval if I ever was to take something that far. Because again, we're gonna then have kids. Those are gonna be your grandkids. And these connections have to be there to ensure the next generation will be safe. And they know that their family is there for them. Going back to being spontaneous, I don't ever have to be told when to do something for you. If I'm rubbing your feet, I'm not keeping track of how many times a week I'm doing that. Although, like I said, when it comes to being old school, I have a spoil my woman mentality. Because I have a very rough, callous, cold personality. I like to see other people, particularly if it was my woman, I would like to see see me in a different light. You know, yeah, he does get mad. Yeah, he does do this, but you know, he has a very, very sweet and soft side of him that only I get a chance to see. He takes me out. This is a guy that opens the door for me, grabs my hand when I get out of the car, closes the door, pulls my chair out, reserves tables at restaurants for me and him at, you know, wild times of the night. He's never late. This is a guy that's honest with me about my outfits and what I'm wearing. He's honest with me about my career selections. Let me tell you now, if you're a female walking around here saying you want to be a model, saying you want to do makeup, saying you want to doing anything like that, I'm gonna try to convince you that the world don't need more makeup artists. The world don't need no more, because look here, and I was thinking about this with my cousin, Madison, because she kind of, you know, detached from me as far as like the help and stuff that I needed even after I got a job. But you know, this whole modeling thing, and again, it's like this is why I don't have friends and I don't come around and stuff like that, because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, do you understand, if you ever reach this level of prominence that everybody hopes to reach, do you understand that you are going to be looked at as a sex symbol? Do you understand, Madison, that you're going to have to do some things that you never thought this business would entail you having to do to reach the level you want to reach? Do you want to be a Kellogg's, you know, cereal box model, or do you want to be somebody that's, you know, in one of these magazines? Well, I ain't trying to do all that. So what are you doing it for? If you don't want to be the best, do you know models? Man, you better go YouTube some of these former runway model stories and stuff like that about some of the stuff that they have to do. You better, man. But that's what I'm talking about. So if I'm telling my woman this, I used to tell this one chick I dated, Paula, and I told her, she was like, well, we sell health insurance. And I wasn't trying to be a dick, but I was like, so wait a minute. You're selling people an idea that they should give you money so that one day if they, like, family ditch them or something, that you're gonna, like, give all this money back and help the person in it. Like, what is that? What if my people are there to support me and stuff like that? And she didn't like that. She didn't like that, along with the way that I judged her sister. I said, man, your sister want to be gay. Your sister is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And she's sitting here wanting to be a dyke. Like, unbelievable. And she would tell, oh, man, my sister's having these problems. I got to go, pick up my sister. She's going through these. And I'm just like, dog, you don't see where this is going. Like, this is very simple. She has sexual identity disorder. So now even her basic, like, decisions in life are difficult. It's easy to put that together. You know that, right? If I'm struggling with who I am as a person, it's going to be difficult for me to hold a job. For not everybody, but, a handful. So when I'm giving instruction and stuff like that, I'm not looking for back talk. I'm a person that you're gonna know that you fucked up. If I'm not somebody who holds things in until I explode, but I know that most people desire a reaction that I'm not willing to give it to you. So the way I carry myself as a man is that we could date for 95,000 years. If you want to leave on the 95,000 in one day, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not tripping. Because I understand that there are a lot of demonic forces out here. There's a lot of persuasion. There's a lot of advertising going on toward individuals that tell them, man, you need to be single. You need to be wild. You need to be free. You need to be, how they tell you, girl, I want to have fun. I want to have my fun period. Like, so when you come up to me and I know I'm a one of one, it uses, oh man, I'm like, all right, that's fine. That's fine. How that new song go? Never beef by the hoe is minimo. I don't, that's the way I don't, boy, so many daggone women around here. And it's not a cold-hearted response. It's that those type of games that they're not going to work with me. I'm going to spend time with you. I'm going to still do all these different things you want to do while you're sitting there concealing something like, man, I wonder is he going to trip if he found out that I was, doing this right here last night, but I'm trying to chill with him today. Trust me. I find out things that I don't even want to know sometimes. I have an intuition. So when that intuition kick in, trust me, I can sit there and still act like things ain't nothing happened. Just keep going with the flow until one day I'm just be like, look, I appreciate you trying to keep that from me. I guess you didn't want to hurt my feelings, or you like the best of both worlds, but I'm out. And then you just be like, oh damn, why didn't you say something? You knew you messed up, but again, you like the best of both worlds. And I learned that when I was 17 years old. Women are akin to children. You see how excited a woman get on holidays? You see how excited a woman get about a wedding? You see how excited a woman get about going out with her homegirls and stuff like that? Women are like kids. So you have to have a lot of mercy on them and understand, like, okay, she is, out of male and female, she is the weaker vessel per se. So as a man, I'm not supposed to take advantage of that and say, see? No, you just, bro, have mercy on it. Like, all right. So it's clear you still want to, live that type of lifestyle. That's fine. I'm going to need to detach myself from you so that I'm not caught up in any type of triangle, or the dude might be trying to get at me or something like that for you. I'm not into that. So I'm going to let you go. So, I have goals. I have things I'm working toward in my life. I'm a dude that's very aware that I want to leave something behind for not only my generation, the next generation, but the next. I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to achieve that. I have too many ideas, too many things that I could do. I am a conspiracy theorist. If you're a female out there who don't want to hear the truth about certain things, it's not going to work. If you like to be lied to, if you want to believe that black people are victims, if you want to believe that certain things in TV shows and movies aren't what they really are, if you're somebody who just denies the truth, it ain't going to work. It's not going to work. You have to be a truth-based person with me. You ain't got to agree with me on everything, but you better agree with me on most things, because that leaves room open for dysfunction. If you want to take me to a movie and I tell you, man, I don't want to watch that dumb shit, and you're, oh man, it's not dumb. Everything I want to do, you don't want to do it. Maybe because you've been in a world of trendiness. I'm not trendy in no way, so you're not gonna get me to, hey, can you watch a TV show with me? Hell no. Hell no. Can you you wanna go shopping with me? Hell no. You wanna, whatever the hell you might, in your mind, like, dudes don't do this. So don't even ask me. If you ask me, you wasting your time, you're going to get your feelings hurt. I know what a man's supposed to be doing. I know where a man's supposed to be. I know what a woman's supposed to be doing and where she's supposed to be. We need to respect each other's roles. I have a role to play. You have a role to play. If the roles were reversed, I want to be the best woman I could be. The most respectful, the most quiet, well-dressed, blah, blah, blah that I could be. But since I'm a dude, what I aim to do is overcome all of this stuff I've been through while still having my freedom. Build my own home with my own hands. If a woman out there dreams about a lifestyle on the road, then I'm the guy for you. If you think, oh man, I want to live on the road, man, I like the way he's an actual, productive human being in society, even though he lives outside, then I'm the guy for you. I'm not saying that I want to live outside the rest of my damn life, but I do want to build my camper and one day buy a school bus and gut it out and live in it for a while and stuff like that. That's my plan. So I'm the guy for you if that's what you're interested in and stuff like that. Spirituality. And that's gonna be the last thing. Spirituality. If you're not somebody who's spiritual, then I have to keep you at arm's distance in regards to spiritual awareness. What that means is that I would have to keep that connection between me and my spirit. If I open up to you about spiritual things and I know that you're someone who doesn't understand that, then I'm wasting my time. So what I would do is give you a basic rundown. You'll know just through my character, my actions, that he has a subtle spirit. And when I do that, that should save me a lot of time from you in the future seeing certain things happen to me. Not, always bad, but like my former roommate seeing certain things happen, just being associated with me, and was like, wow, dude. When he came home and said that we couldn't get our light bill paid and all of that or something, and he said, man, this dude came through the drive-thru and gave me $1,000. And I don't brag or boast or anything, but I'm thinking to myself, like, I know that wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have been involved with this dude. I know it. There ain't no doubt about it. So, I'm running up on 30 minutes, man. It takes these videos quite a while to upload. But I may make another video about this. May not. But that's pretty much it for this video, man. I don't like a lot of these modern day women and what they've turned into. And the reason I don't like it because it's by design. And being that it's by design, guys like myself, you see things differently and you're like, man, women today are just, you damn near got to be ready to fight them, you know? And that could be very, very distasteful. It really can. So that's going to be it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm out.